So we're just going to jump right into it because I'm sure most of you guys are watching this at a GameStop or a Walmart trying to decide if this is a good buy. That's what I do anyway. This is the X04 Stealth. It is the medium end headset from the good people at Turtle Beach. I went ahead and opened up most of the components already just to speed things up. Of course, you get your headset along with it, and it comes with this cable that you'll be using to do your updates. You'll have to update the headset, with the stereo adapter, which we'll look at. This is our stereo adapter. I need to take it out of here. Okay, so this is our stereo adapter. You'll plug this into your controller. For most of you who have the Xbox One already, if you have a controller and you have the default application where you just plug it in to the into the controller, this is similar to that. You need this in order to use the mic. And this is the styrofoam mic in that plugs into the Turtle Beach. And I'll show you the finished product. So this is what it should look like whenever you've combined all the components. You've got that little mic piece plugged into the left ear cup, and the ear cup's wire runs into the stereo adapter, which I plugged it in there. Stereo adapter I already plugged into the controller. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this controller for roughly an hour and a half, and I'm just going to test the quality of the mic, see how well, comfortability and everything, hearing quality, whatnot. And I'm going to compare it to these old ratchet X12s that I had back when before I had this. I was using the X12s with another stereo adapter, and I just want to compare them as far as quality goes, how comfortable they fit, and whether or not it's worth a buy in terms of if you already have this, should you waste your money on this. And so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that. So yeah. Okay, so it occurred to me that some of you might not know how to update the controller, so just make sure that everything's plugged up. Get that USB plug to it, hook it into your controller, go to all settings, go to devices and accessories under connect and devices, go ahead and hit it. It'll take you to a screen where you can then update the controller that's plugged in. Make sure that the mic is on. I don't think it really matters, but just do it for safe measure, and it'll go ahead and update. Okay, so I've played with this for about 2.5 hours, and now I know exactly how I feel about them, so I'm going to give you guys a little rundown on it. I'm going to start off with the pros and compare them to my X12s. So this has very good sound quality for the price that you're paying for it. They're about $99, and they have very comfortable ear cups that swivel. Comfortable meaning, it has a lot of space for you to fit, your ears in. So if you've got huge ears, you should be fine. The stereo adapter is pretty nice. Let's see if I can focus in this a little bit better. Let's see. There we go. So anyway, you see you have the game and you have the chat and you have the master volume. This allows you to decide, okay, how high do I want this to come through, and you can decide, hey, do I want more of the chat or more of the game volume? So that helps out. So that was pretty nice. You can dial in the perfect setting that works for you. People were really able to hear me with this mic, and I really like how everyone was saying that my voice was clear, people could hear, and that's very important for when I want to make videos and stuff later on. So these cups, they swivel. That's good. Couldn't say the same for these. They kind of did, but you know, they really don't swivel that much. Okay, so let's talk about the cons. So this is a little tight on your head. I mean, it's going to be tight on anyone's head, but if you have a larger head, this will squeeze like a vice. I mean, this is some pretty, you know, pretty tough stuff. Like, you can tell, like, this material, even though it's leather, it's nice, you know, to feel on. It's kind of cheap, you know. It's supposed to be like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. These don't slide out that far, so you really can't edit how you want this to fit on your head. So if you have a larger size head, this might be a problem. I also don't like how this mic, you know, this wire here, it doesn't stay where you want it. It's kind of bouncy, it's kind of springy. It's like a cheap kind of plastic compared to this, which really stays where you want it to go. You know, that is a feature that's very important for someone who wants to keep their mic away from their mouth or closer to their mouth at all times. You can't really do that here. So that's what I don't really like that. It's not a big deal, but it definitely is a deal. The power source for this, unlike this, because the power source for this is whatever you plug this USB into. But this has no USB. It plugs directly into your controller. So the power source is your batteries. And so that's kind of good because you don't have all this, you know, this. But at the same time, it drains from your batteries. So if you don't have a rechargeable battery pack, this can really eat through some batteries. It'll spin everything up in around 3 hours if you're playing, you know, a game that requires a lot of interaction. So that's just something to think about. So overall, I think this is definitely worth the money. Points off for being uncomfortable. You know, points off for being a battery drainer. But you could kind of get over that if you don't really play a lot. This is I definitely advise this purchase over anything in the high-end range that's about $150 or $200. None of that's worth it. I think this is the best bang for your buck. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, just leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. Peace.